Good afternoon and welcome back to Excelsior Academy. So again, this is the second part where we are going to do the numerical problems based on the DNA structures. So let's start with our first question for today's session. So if a fragment of double-stranded DNA has 135 hydrogen bonds and we know that it contains 23 guanine bases, what is the length of the DNA fragment? So how should I start this question? How should I attempt? So what is the first thing I should do? So it is given that 135 hydrogen bonds are there and 23 guanine. So what should I do next to get the length of the DNA?
23 into 3.
23 into 3.
3,
Why we are doing 23 into 3?
23. Because guanine has 3 hydrogen bonds with cytosine.
Very good.
So how
Which
many
has
guanine
got,
are there? That many cytosine.
yes, correct. So how many guanine are present? So equal number of cytosine will be present. Very good. So 23 into 3 is how much? 69.
69.
Yes. So now what should I do next?
135 minus 69.
Yes. So 135 minus 69 will give you how much?
66.
66 it is. Okay, 66. Huh. So now what should I do next, Vallavi?
Now adenine, ma'am. 2 hydrogen bonds. Adenine with thymine. 2 hydrogen
Yes.
bonds. So 66 by.
Very good. So now these are the remaining hydrogen bonds which are supposed to be formed between the A and T, AT base pairing. So we know that again A and T it will be present in the equal amount. So we are going to divide it. So now I know that adenine equal to thymine is equal to 33. Okay. Now what should I
Yes.
do?
We should add both to
Yes.
get a length of fragment.
33 and 23.
23.
So now I know in my DNA, which is a double stranded, so in one strand it is going to have 23 plus 33. Again in the other it is going to have 23 plus 33. So now these many nucleotides are present. So 23 plus 33 is 56 base pairs of DNA. Now the question is, what is the length of the DNA fragment? So to get the length of the DNA fragment, now I know that it is 56 base pairs. What is the next step I should do?
For 10 base pairs, if it is 34 angstroms,
Huh?
then 56 base pairs, how many angstroms?
In the same way, like I said, the distance between two nucleotides is around 0.34 nanometer, right? So you can just multiply with that. So you'll get the answer. Remember the table I said, and every time one nucleotide, the distance between two nucleotides in a DNA, it is around 0.34 nanometer or 3.4 angstrom. Okay, so what you can do is just multiply 56 into 3.4 angstrom. So whatever value you get is the length of the DNA. So how much we are getting?
190.4 angstrom.
Yes. So we are getting around 190.4 angstrom. So this is the length of the DNA. Now, okay, so she got the answer. What about the others? Is it clear to the other people? Mahima Renki, I mean, at least you understood how we have actually approached the question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is how you need to carry out the questions. Okay. So first just see what all the given conditions are there. So in this, as 135 hydrogen bonds are there, 23 guanine bases were there. So this is how you calculate. Now let's move on to the next question. Now this is very simple actually. So in a DNA sample, the percentage of adenine is 40% and the percentage of thymine is 60%. What is your inference? Yes. So what should I do? So it is given adenine is 40% and it is given thymine as 60%. Now they're asking what is your inference? What do you understand from the given condition? Yes, anyone?
A equal to T, no ma'am.
Yes. So first of
Then
all, you should always see that whether, so using the Chargaff's rule. So you know what is Chargaff's rule, right? That A always pairs with the T and G always pairs with the C,
G always
right?
pairs with C.
Yes. And A
Yes.
plus G divided by C
By
plus T should
T
give you
plus
1,
C. 1.
right? So this everyone knows that purine upon pyrimidine will give you 1. So remember these 2 points. Now in the given condition, you see that adenine they have given 40%, thymine they have given 60. It is not equal, right? But we always know that in double stranded DNA, your A is going to be equal to T and T is always going to be equal to A, right? But here it is not equal. So from this you should understand that it is not your double stranded DNA. So what can you say then? There is only one condition where you can have different percentage of adenine, thymine, guanine and cytosine. What is that condition? Yes, I have already given the answer. So this is not your double stranded DNA. So what it could be then?
Single stranded or triple.
Yes, it is single stranded DNA, not triple. Okay. So triple means again the, yes, that is also there. The percentage will vary, which is also correct. So from this you should understand that it is your single stranded DNA. Okay. So this is the answer. So what is your inference? The inference is it is single stranded DNA. That's all, simple. Next. This is very simple. This I'm sure you can do. So this already we have discussed once. So the A plus T upon G plus C ratio of the strands of the DNA molecule is 0.2. What is the A plus T G plus C ratio in its complementary strand? Yes, solve it. So how much you should get? Yes, are you trying to solve? Are you getting the answer? So what should be my first step? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
0.8,
Yes.
Okay, okay. Yes, ha. So someone was saying the answer. Yes, Ranjan?
0.8,
Ranjan is saying 0.8. I say no. Yes,
0.4.
0.4. No.
5.
5, ma'am.
5. No. Thing is that you're not reading the question properly. I agree that in the last class I taught you the similar question, right? And that time I mentioned you need to just take the opposite ratio. But what you're doing, the mistake over here is that in the previous question it was purine upon pyrimidine. Now in the present question, is it purine upon pyrimidine? Is it?
No, ma'am. No.
No, it is your purine pyrimidine, right? And
Yes,
that
yes.
ratio it is 0.2. It is not the purine pyrimidine ratio. If it was A plus G upon T plus C 0.2, then the complementary strand will have the ratio of 10 by 2, which is 5. Okay. But this is not the condition. This is not the condition. They have given different question. What is that question? A plus T upon G plus C, the ratio is 0.2. Now for this, you need to understand whenever we make the, sorry. Let's make the DNA first. Okay. Otherwise, you people will just mug up. So let us say that this is our DNA. How many 0.2 is there, right? So let us say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let us say the 10 base pairs are there. So what they are saying, A plus T upon G plus C. A plus T upon G plus C is your 2 by 10. I can write like this, correct? Now, A plus C should be 2 and G plus A should be 10. So I'll take A, and rest all will be G. Now let's count. So A, 2, okay. So how many G I'm having over here? It is 8, right? So I need 2 more. So I'll have 2 more. So now it is done. Is this much clear to everyone? So I have,
Ma'am, how 2 by 10?
array 0.2 can be written as 2 by 10, right?
Okay, okay. Yes, yes. Okay, okay.
Array, don't ask such questions. Okay. So now you have a DNA strand where the question was A plus C should be 2 and G plus C should be 10. So now I've taken A, 2 conditions are there. Now rest G, how many I have? 10 now. Of course, the C will be over here, right? Is this much clear? Is this much clear to everyone?
Yes.
Now,
Yes, ma'am.
let us take the complementary strand. So what will be the complementary strand of A? I'll have T, T, correct? Let us take the number again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. So for A, I'm going to have T, and rest all I'm going to have C. Agree? Now tell me what is the ratio of T upon C? What ratio I'm having now?
Two by 10.
Very good. So again, it is 2 by 10.
2 by 10.
What is the ratio? 0.2. So here the answer is the complementary strand is again going to have the ratio of 0.2. Is it clear to everyone now?
Yes, ma'am.
So the thing is that you need to read the question carefully. So similar questions will come again and again, but you need to see, like yesterday it was A plus G, today it is A plus C, right? Tomorrow it will be something else. So you need to read the question carefully first. Otherwise it's very simple. Okay, so this is done. Let's go to the next question. Now, a DNA molecule has 180 base pairs and 20% adenine. How many cytosine nucleotides are present in this molecule of DNA? Yes, this is again very simple. Okay, this is last question. So you guys also please share the question with us. Okay, so how much ever I am getting, I'm just putting into the slides and I'm taking the class. You also can search more questions, practice it. If you're not able to get the answer, then put into the message or telegram in the channel, okay, so that we can all discuss that. If it is simple, you're able to solve it in one attempt, then don't share it. If you're not able to get the answer, then share it. Everyone, okay, it is for everyone. Okay, now solve this question. So what is given? 180 base pair is given, 20% adenine is given. Yes, what should be my next step? So all these questions, what we are doing, it shouldn't take more than 1 minute for your exam. Okay, so practice that much. Yes, so 20% adenine is there, so it means 20% thymine I have, right? Okay, so what about the others? They're asking the percentage of cytosine nucleotides. I need to calculate the cytosine number. So it is given in percentage, but I need to calculate in the number. Yes, what will be the next step? So Chatterjee, what will be the
And
next step?
first,
20%
first
adenine.
we have to find the number of adenine present. That will be 20% of 180. And
You are
hello,
bit correct and bit wrong also. So just check out what is wrong and what is correct.
180 base pairs. And
So
so if
20
there are
into 2.
180 base pairs, then there are
yes, then there are
that will be 20% of 90
wrong.
because 180 base pairs, right? So
Yes. So 180 base pair means what?
like two bases are connected, like
Yes, it is called one base pair. So when two bases are connected, it is called one base pair. So 180 base pair means
There are 90 bases are connected.
no, dear. You're just saying the opposite. You're reducing it actually. See, once you have one nucleotide here with the hydrogen bond, another nucleotide over
Oh,
here.
ha.
This
I got it
becomes
now.
one base pair, right?
Huh.
So 180 base pair means 180 into 2, 360 nucleotides. Now it is clear?
Okay. Huh.
So this is 360 nucleotide. Okay, so this is first step. Now what should be the second step? The question is how many cytosine nucleotides they're asking. So instead of going for the lengthy, like first calculating adenine, then thymine, then guanine and cytosine, I'll go directly for the cytosine. So how can I do? In 100 percentage, 20% is adenine, 20% is thymine. So how much is left? 60%?
80%.
60%. Yes.
So each 60
Oh,
means
ha.
got 30% G and 30% C.
30%
Agree?
P.
Yes.
Yes.
Now I'll just focus about this. So 30% C, it means what? The question is about cytosine nucleotides. So what I'm going to do is I'll do 30% of 360 nucleotides. So this is my answer. So how much I'm gonna get? 30 divided by 100 into 360. So cancel. So how much I'm getting? 108. So 108 cytosine molecules are present. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
See, this is what I'm saying. It's very easy. The only thing is you need more and more practice. Okay, and do not get confused between base pair and then the percentage. So the question was how many cytosine nucleotides are present. If suppose they were asking what is the percentage present, then you would have said 30%. Then it becomes more easy, right? Okay. Chalo.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So that's all for today, and tomorrow we'll be doing the